So I'm at the Roadhouse. I'm continuing. Made a video. It's now 4:30 in the morning. The guy in room 120 is a rapist, and he's waiting to rape me. Fact. That would be just a fact. If anyone gives a fuck. That's crazy. I mean, I'm living in a fucking false, fucking weird reality, you know? I mean, it's not false, it's fucking true, but it's like, what the fuck? How can it be true? I just, and I just watched some video on YouTube about some couple that got kidnapped by like 4 guys and 1 lady, and they were going to do a carjacking, and then instead they kidnapped them, and they raped the guy, and tortured him, doused him with gasoline, lit him on fire, and then raped and tortured the fucking woman, and then suffocated her to death. And I mean, it's like, it's just funny that people think that what I'm saying is bullshit. It's like, there's so many fucking crazy fucking people out there. So many. So many. I don't, I think the feds know 100%. I feel really yucky right now. And like, this shit is just dense in the air. It's 4:30. They're going to start like just fucking filling this shit. Like, filling it and filling it. And, So I just heard something turn on. And that's what kept happening at the cabins, is like something was turning on, but it wasn't like, it was in a different area than mine, but it was coming into mine. I don't know. How can there be nobody out there that wants to help us? Somebody take my dogs. Seriously. Like, I mean, you have no idea how hard that will be for me, but they're not going to live. And already they probably have cancer from this shit. And there's got to be somebody good in the world that can help me, Somebody that watches this, that knows somebody in government or police, or somebody that would give a shit. Somebody that wants to catch a whole group of fucking rapists who literally could put so many people in prison. Like, they're super obvious. It can't be that hard, Like, whoever's next door is renting a room. These 2 rooms, they're being rented by somebody. And there's a name on file, and I mean, there's a vehicle parked in the parking lot, probably theirs, I mean, it's not that hard, I mean, I can't just call the cops and then have them come in here. They'd have to literally sit in here, And the moment I call, they'll stop with the shit, and then the shit will dissipate in the room. Come on now. There's gotta be help out there somewhere. There's gotta be somebody that wants to help. There's gotta be somebody that will take my animals, at least take them. This is Miho. He's 4. He still has a chance. Vida, she still has probably some good time left for her. They're both very sweet dogs. They're very good dogs. You've seen some dogs with some weird shit, and despite everything they've been through, they're good dogs. And there's gotta be somebody out there that will help me. There's gotta be. Because there's so many people that are helping them, and there's so many rapists, and there's so many fucking sick people. It's just like, odds are there's gotta be good people, right? I mean, there's gotta be. There's just gotta be. There's gotta be somebody out there. Please, please, somebody, I will drive and bring my dogs to you as long as you will protect them and keep them healthy and happy. Like, it's incredibly rewarding. They're super awesome, you know? And any medical stuff I can pay for, just get them out of this, because I can't. I'm not going to give them the best friends animal sanctuary now that I know people that work for these people. I mean, I'm sitting in their fucking hotel, and this cannot be accomplished without people who work here helping them. And the whole night's been weird. It's like that guy next door, right in back here, was out here walking around, and I mean, it was just weird. He took his dog all the way around to the park, and it was just the way he was walking, and then I sat there in the front area over here, and so I'd see him when he walked by, and he did not look good. He looked disturbed and upset, probably because he's waiting to rape me and it's taking too long. I mean, can you imagine like a typical rapist who's like right next door to the rape victim? He's just waiting for me to go knock out, and it's gonna get frustrating, And there's a woman in that room, because I saw her, and I think she came in here and then went back into their room. I'm fucking dying here, like literally. I'm not even kidding. Like, I don't know what this searing headache's about, and my arm is just so fucking sore. She won't stop either on that same arm. It's like she doesn't seem to be afraid that this being x-rayed could show stuff. It's like they think they can control all of that. And that's scary, because I don't know if they can at every single place I might go. But that's why they have to know where I am all the time, so they can plan, Like, if I'm going to go get a rape kit, they're going to know hours before those tests are done. And they have somebody at every hospital. Mio's already starting to jerk. Like, come on, people. Somebody good out there that sees these, like, just tell me, put in the comment section, like, you can bring your dogs to my house, And then, if you can't keep them, that's fine. Like, there are rescues that will take them, no-kill rescues that will take them, but you find them, because they're going to know everywhere I go, Like, if I had been able to bring them here without them knowing, then maybe they would have been safe, but I can't do that. I still think it's laughable that they think they can fucking do this to a shit ton of people. Taken quite a few of them. But, I mean, dude, the world is so much sicker than people understand it to be. And just scary. It's just fucking scary. Like, I mean, just to do this to these dogs alone, just that is just so fucking mental. Much less drug, sodomize, rape, and torture my body. Hopefully every single night, Look at that finger. Look how it rests now. All the way out here. Like, that's its natural resting spot. Way far away from the other fingers. I have to push it in. But the natural resting spot is like not where it's supposed to be. It's all fucking mangled. Look at that fucking huge lump. Come on, you guys. Like, I'm fucking dying here. I just want to fucking save my animals. That's it. And they know that, and now they're going at that harder, Like, they're so fucked up and they're so sick already, like all day today, It's like their eyes never clear up now. They just don't, and they can't mentally get better because they can't get out of it. They're so scared If anyone took them in, you'd believe me 100% right away because you'd see the way they are. And see how I am? I'm not doing anything to them, you know? Like I've had vets be like, you know, basically say to me, it's because you're all freaked out and you're afraid. That's why they're like this. No. No. Like Miho just jumped just for me going like that. No. I'm not doing anything to these animals to make them like this. They're inhaling toxic shit that's gonna kill them, and they're being fucking terrorized. Like anytime I walk into the room or leave or come or go, they're just like, who's that? Like, are you them? Are you? I mean, it's like, it's horrible. Like, they don't even know me anymore. Like, they're not even like, you know, because she puts my clothes on, she walks around, she wears glasses. I mean, I don't even know if she needs glasses, but she wears the glasses. Because that's when I saw her. That's another thing. I forgot how I saw her the time that she ran out of my mom's house. Like I was in the backyard and smoking a cigarette. We had just woken up and I was out there with the back at her house. I was staying there trying not to get raped, and I was outside the back with my dogs and my mom. I could see her through the garage window because you could see all the way from the back to the front of the house, like the driveway, which you have to go down to leave from the front door of the house. And my mom was out there watering, and I had just gotten up, and I was sitting, and I heard my mom yell, "Michelle, what are you doing?" And I get up, and I look, and there's like a chick running out down the driveway, and my mom's talking to her. And I come out the side of the house, and I go out to see her, and I'm like, "Mom." She turns around, and she's just looking at me so confused and so like, whoa, like, I'm like, fuck. She just ran out the door, didn't she? And she just like couldn't mentally figure it out. Like she was just like staring at me like totally fucking freaked out. But, you know, they were gassing my parents' house. My parents in their 80s. And my mom, in the time that I stayed there, she was just getting more and more confused and more like, just, I mean, she just looked awful. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you don't know you're being drugged. I mean, so people don't understand about this. It's like, if you don't, you know, and she's so steadfast, didn't want to believe what was happening, you know, and I'm like, and then they raped her. They did. They raped my 81-year-old mom at the time. I think she was 80, 81, you know, because I was sleeping in my old bedroom with the two dogs and had the windows open, fans going, and I barricaded the door. Every night I would barricade the door. I was pissing in a fucking thing so I wouldn't have to get up and unbarricade the door just to go to the bathroom, and drinking all the energy drinks made me piss all the time, and, you know. But I would barricade the fucking door with like the bed and just everything. Pretty much every piece of furniture I could find in there, you know. And I mean, I had audio of them using a ladder, and it was during the day because the second floor, a ladder in the morning time. I mean, my mom's neighbors had to have seen. They had to have, you know. But the whole street, all of Papala Street knew. And I know. And it's like, does that sound crazy? Fuck yeah, it sounds crazy. Holy fuck. I couldn't fucking believe it. I mean, when I grew up on that street, different people lived there for the most part, you know? Miho's just quivering. But different people lived there, you know? And then, you know, I'm 100% sure that not where Mrs. Fujio used to live, right across the street from my parents. And then the house to the right, which is the Mackay side, so it's going out of the valley that way. That house, there was a guy that lived in the back house. I'm 100% sure that he raped me, because one night I was down there, I was downstairs, and because I was trying to stay up all night, you know, I'd watch TV, I'd hang out downstairs, I'd sleep downstairs if I, you know, and one night Miho heard, you know, and I looked out the window, and there was somebody out, my mom, you know, they're right on the window, and on the other side of the bush, and Miho saw him, and I opened the fucking front door, and I had him on leash, and he just took off after the person, and that's where he led me to, was that person's driveway. And I saw the guy, you know, like an hour later, he like came out and, you know, tried to be like, what's up to me? And I'm like, what the fuck? Crazy. But yeah, it was fucking nuts. And I think they raped my mom this is why I think they raped her. Because they couldn't get to me that night. And so they went after her. And, you know, the next morning, that night actually, I was sitting there with my mom, we were eating, and she just started pressing down on her vagina while we're like sitting at the kitchen table. And I'm like looking at her like, that's not my mom to do that. And I was just like, what's going on? Like, and she's like, oh, it just hurts. And it's just, my gut feeling was that. And really, what's the difference between someone that'll rape an unconscious, like literally like a dead person, and an 81-year-old woman? There is no difference. They don't care. Like, these people are fucking insane. And I know everything I sound saying is insane. I don't care. It's the truth. Like, I've stopped giving a fuck. Like, you think I didn't care in the beginning about sounding crazy? Like, you guys think that I'm just like, no. I cared. I didn't even say anything for like a couple, I don't know, probably a month of me waking up with bruising, semen, cutting off my pubic hair. I didn't even say anything. Because who the fuck am I going to tell this to? The local cops? You know? The feds don't care. They don't have any interest in fucking helping me. But I finally did call the cops, and that's exactly the whole thing that happened, was I was called crazy, and I'm just like, you know, I don't have a choice. Like, someone posted on here one time, like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing these videos? Like, what do you want? What are you just venting? You want somebody to do something? Yes. Yes. That's exactly why I'm posting them. Because I want someone to stop this from happening to me anymore. Stop it. Stop me from having to lay in the best friend's animal sanctuary roadhouse in room 118 with someone in room 120, someone in room 116, probably up above me in 218. At the very least, there's this fucking looks like Native American couple in 202. And they've got like some boxes of stuff sitting outside their door, like against the railing, and it's weird. I mean, like storage stuff, and I'm thinking you can't bring that inside? No, it's because you want it out here, and I'm wondering if that has anything to do with what they want to do to me. Because it's just going to keep escalating, you know? They're just going to keep torturing worse and worse and worse. And every time they involve another psychopath, I'm sure that psychopath has ideas, you know? I'm sure that that's how some of this has evolved. And it isn't evolution. You know, it started with me, I think, me just being unconscious and then being like, look, I can poke her. I can do shit to her. She didn't even wake up. This bitch is trying to sex traffic me tonight in the Best Friends Animal Sanctuary Roadhouse in Kanab, Utah. Anybody. I'll drive anywhere for help as soon as my vehicle gets fixed, which is supposed to be tomorrow. And like right now, all I want to do is take these dogs out for a drive, and I can't because I don't have a vehicle now. I think that's the drug fucking hitting the system and the system responding, and then it just getting to a point of please, please, I'm begging somebody, just somebody good, obviously, somebody that doesn't want to kill my dogs. Like, she's bleeding from somewhere. There's blood in different spots on the bed. Hey, baby girl. Hey, sweetie. It's so fucking pathetic. I've always thought the torture of animals is just so pathetic. This whole thing's fucking pathetic. I mean, here's a pathetic piece of shit rapist next door just waiting. Waiting. How great for rapists everywhere. They don't even have to fucking deal with the, getting the woman on their own, trying to figure it out. There's no way that there's in our dark web, like, videos of me being raped. There's no way that that's not true. Because I think they're showing that to guys, and then they're coming. I really do. And I think that old man that was at the fucking, I think it was the Days Inn near the cat's vet. There's a way he looked at me. It's like he fucking was like, knew me and had seen me before or something. And like, so anybody with the skills to do that, get on the dark web. Any child molest people that have, fucking go after these kind of people, find those videos of me. Find those videos of me. Put them, fucking call the fucking newspaper, something. Show them the goddamn videos. And then show them my videos and then fucking make something happen. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not someone that's like, puts off on someone else. I've been someone who takes care of my own shit. For real. Like, move my entire house, all my furniture, all by myself with a hand truck. Like, I don't really like asking people for shit or relying on people for shit, but I can't do this by myself. I can't, God, my face is bleeding. No, this is a toxic chemical, and it's all over my skin. It's all over my face. Like, look at her eyes. Look at her eyes. Look at Miho. Look how freaked out they are. Do not say this is me. My animals did not look at me like this. No. She kept me out a long time last night. A long fucking time. And that's why I fucking have a searing headache still. And now I'm inhaling more of it. And, I mean, the whites of their eyes, the glassy redness in their eyes. Like, this is not... I can't make this up. I can't. I mean... in my I've never been, I can actually hear whispering from next door. Yeah, you know what I want to say to all those rapists out there that think they can come and stick their dick in me when I'm fucking unconscious? Why don't you grow a pair of cojones and try to come in here when I'm awake and go right through the window? No, because you're so scared to be held accountable for your own fucking desires, choices, actions, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Sickness, you know? Why don't you accept the fact that you should be locked up? Because you don't have a right to do this shit. What the fuck? When did we get into the world where all these fucking motherfuckers think they have a right to do something like this to another human being? When did this happen? You know? Like, what the fuck? You know, we've been letting fucking shit slide for way too long. And the way our society is, it's just, I just think it's all made it like this. But you want to know the real question I have? Is why isn't the government doing anything? Why? They know. I know they know. They've known since Hawaii. That means 2 years straight of me being fucking raped and sodomized and tortured. But they know. The fucking Army intelligence guys fucking monitor the Hawaiian sovereignty. Of course they do. Of course they do. they're responsible for the entire security of that state, which is this super big deal to the U.S. government. You gonna tell me they don't watch the sovereignty? The people that claim that the United States is occupying their land, that confront them and go after them in court, who stop military stuff from happening, who file court stuff all the time, stopping the military from trying to do this or do that, or the telescope on Mauna Kea. I mean, you gonna tell me they don't watch them? That doesn't make sense. Of course they do. That's a possibility of homegrown domestic terrorism. Why would they not? Like, there's super violent people in that group. They drug traffic. They sex traffic. Like, come on. Are you kidding me? I've been looking at the news in Hawaii and things are just fucking going to shit. And you know why? Because the Hawaiians let all those people in. Because they couldn't get in without them. And right now, the Hawaiians are still in charge. And the cartel is under them. The Hells Angels are under them. The Bloods and the Crips are under them. Crips, Bloods, whichever one or both. I don't fucking know. You know? They're all under the Hawaiians. The Samoans are under the Hawaiians. For now. But you know what I've heard? When I was back, and you can actually see it and look at stuff on the news and put two to two together, is the Micronesians that have been coming in mass to Hawaii. In mass. They're trying to take over. They don't care. See? They're not feeling the I'm gonna kowtow to the fucking Hawaiians. They don't give a fuck. And they're going after their territory, their drug areas. They don't care. Whereas everybody else is under the guise of the Hawaiians. And the Hawaiians have let all these criminals in. And it's going to be a fucking mess. It is already starting to get a mess. Hawaii used to be a safe place to live. And as, you know, it's going to be very quickly not going to be ranking that. Because, and the Hawaiians will lose control. Because the very top ones will make deals with the cartel. And because at the end of the day, none of them care. All they care about is money, drugs, sex trafficking, which is what's happening to me. Which is what's happening with this guy next door right now. In room 120 in Kanab, Utah, at the Best Friends Animal Sanctuary Roadhouse. He's sitting here waiting for me to be knocked unconscious so he can come over and rape me. That's sex trafficking. Why aren't the feds doing anything? I don't get it. They fucking know. I know they know. I know they do. And the fact that they've been so bold and so obvious all the time. Like, It just doesn't make any sense. They have no fear. They have zero fear of getting caught. And that's, I mean, not zero, but pretty close to it. Like, they freak out if I might have semen or I might have evidence and stuff, which I don't get, because they seem to be able to block everything. So, but then they're so obvious all the time too. Like in Portland, when I would go in a parking lot and they would literally just surround me and drive around me. I mean, that happened driving over here to Boise, Idaho. You know, I pulled over. I had to get off and get gas in, I can't remember the town's name now. And literally, I didn't even go to the same gas station I had put in the GPS. I pulled over at the nearest one I saw. And within minutes, there was a shit ton. I mean, it was late too. Like a shit ton of fucking guys came. I mean, and just fucking driving around me, sitting, big trucks just sitting there with their lights blaring at me. The dogs were wigging out, you know? And I think some of them were actually coming at my vehicle, and I don't know what they were doing, but coming at my goddamn vehicle. There's no way with that many people and everything that they don't know. There would be talk. There would be, so why? Why? You know? Because what, this is such a great information gathering situation for them. But at the end of the day, it doesn't do anything if you let them all keep doing it. So what, the feds are, there was a little snap, the TV. And now I'm going to feel it more. Both my nostrils are clogged. They're using more and more potent stuff. They don't care. They don't care if it makes me sick. Who knows? Maybe last night I fucking went out, you know, died, and they revived me. They've done that before. This is crazy. Like, good people of the world, listen to me. Listen, hear these words. If we don't fucking start doing something about these people, like, this is how the world has to be right now in order for it to not go to complete shit. Where all women are going to be raped, all children are going to be fucking raped. If we don't do stuff like, right now what should happen is I should go over to that place next door right here to that guy and take my 9mm and put a bullet in his head. That's the right thing to do. Seriously. Because that motherfucker is sitting here waiting to rape an unconscious woman. You know, and sodomize me and brutalize my body. That's what he's waiting to do.